we're shifting away from trying to just have a group that just, you know, shoots them up and all that stuff. We're trying to get into closer into the Arizona history and history. I love history, and we want to bring the Arizona history alive, so that's what our group tries to do. Now, we do have the gunfights and that type of thing, so that, you know, the flash and all of that stuff to bring people, but we want to teach them a little bit of history as well.
Well, and that's cool. David, I know he's been on our program before, and goodness, he knows so much about Arizona history. As you said, an author, written books. And
I think he's working on his 5th book now.
His 5th book, wow.
Yeah.
And again, it's great that he is right here at the Payson Public Library. He, I think, you know, does a lot of presentations over there. Yeah, just great to have in town to share all of that knowledge that he has about Arizona history. And goodness, there's no shortage of colorful stories in Arizona, especially in Rim country.
Yeah, there is. In fact, we're going to be doing a skit over at Noli's. They're going to be celebrating their 1st year in business. And we're going to be doing it's going to be a skit that's going to be taking off of the Tewksbury's and the Grahams. We're not going to be holding directly to their story, but it's going to take one little aspect out of their story, which was a pretty rough, everybody knows about Hatfields and McCoys. Well, that was our Arizona Hatfield and McCoys, the Tewksbury's and the Grahams up in Young area, and we're going to take it's going to be a kind of a comedy, because we really don't want to get too serious over there at Noli's, because they're going to really have a great time, you know, celebrating their 1st year. So we're going to have a show over there on the May 10th.
May 10th, okay.
And we're going to do a couple of shows over there. We're also going to do a tribute to the flag of the United States, and just have a really good time over there. And then later, closer to the time of the rodeo, we're going to also hopefully do a show. We're working on a show for Rim Country guns. We're going to try to, Kyle's trying to work up something there, possibly do something there. We still haven't got that set, but we're trying to do something there. We're thinking about the OK Corral on that one. So
okay.
That's only 30 seconds worth of gunfire, but there is a real story behind that. Of course, that's another Arizona history. It's not the Rim Country, but everybody likes, you know, since it's a gun store, we figured, well, we have to have a gunfight there. So
there you go.
And we do have a gunfight of course, at Noli's, but there's a real twist on that one. Nobody gets hurt, so it's going to be kind of. I'm going to get a little bit of a preview on that, but it's kind of a cool thing. So we're gonna just give you a little bit of a tweak on that.
You have to go and see for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is on May 10th.
May 10th.
And again, that should be a great event. It's celebrating Noli's 1-year anniversary. If you've never been to Noli's, oh my goodness, you're missing out.
That's true.
Art gallery, bookstore, coffee shop, gathering place. It's over there right next to Urgent Care. In that plaza with the furniture store right there and AutoZone's over there. But the address is 103 East State Highway 260. And that day, goodness, starts at 9 o'clock, goes until 5 p.m. Again, that's Saturday, May 10th. There's going to be vendors, food trucks, live music, and again, the Territorial Troupers will be there with a performance. Did you say I was going to
We'll have two.
Then you'll have two
We're
performances.
supposed to have two performances there.
Okay.
And we're still working out the details, but we will be using gunfire, so it's going to, you know, kids, you know, little kids and stuff. And if you're bringing your pets, I hope you don't, but if you do bring your pets, it's going to be noisy. So just make sure that you're aware that it's going to be pretty noisy. So,
there you go.
Yeah.
So, Cliff, you mentioned how you got involved with the Territorial Troupers, got into this. If somebody's listening or watching, or they've seen the group before and they have an interest, they said, you know, hey, this looks like a lot of fun. I want to learn more about this. how do they do that?
Well, we could go to the website. I think we
Okay.
have that up there. If you go to our website, you can go on there, and also you can call me if you'd like directly. My number's 303-520-1316. You can call me directly or go to our website, which is the Territorial Troupers, I think.
And the Facebook group? So the Facebook group?
Yep, Face group.
Yep, so
Absolutely.
it's the Territorial Troupers, and that's TROUPERS.
Yes.
And it is a public group. You can join the group. Now, to join the group, I'm going to click it because do you have to be wanting to join the group, or I mean, like actually do the performances, or say like for me, I just want to maybe know or kept updated on when you might be doing another performance.
Sure, you can go to our website and you can find that out. We will also keep you informed, but we would really like to have folks that will come on in and be part of our group. Is that you? Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
It is.
I apologize.
The kid
Yeah.
he's arrived. And he could probably give us a lot more. In fact, he's our historian right here.
Hey, there we go. Well, your request to participate is pending approval, so there we go. I'll see if I can,
And if you want to be a part of our group, we do have dues, and we have insurance that we have to pay. Because when you're on site, we do use firearms, and even if you're not going to use firearms, for instance, my sister is part of the group. She doesn't like to handle firearms, which is fine. We can put you in our group and be a background player if you'd like. She acts, and she doesn't use a firearm, which is fine. We can do that. We have skits that don't even use firearms. We've got one skit which is our what is the name of that? Suffragettes. And the ladies really get a good time out of that because they tend to mess us cowboys up pretty big, and we don't even use our firearms on that one, and they come out on top. And that's a really good skit for the ladies.
there you go. Hey, so welcome.
Sorry about that.
No problem. And again, just joining us, if you're watching on our KRIM Radio Facebook live stream, Mr. Ken Durkin, otherwise known as Kid Yuma. And
Yes,
yeah, thanks for coming in.
Well,
I
thank
told
you for
him you took-
inviting us. I apologize.
I told him it took a little longer because he was probably robbing the train.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
probably the 310 to you.
I don't know. Yeah. Hey, and I know before, Ken,
Yes.
you've been on the program before.
Yes, I have.
And we were talking a little bit. Cliff was letting people know how, if they're interested in learning more about the group, possibly
Okay.
joining the group,
Okay.
how to do that. I know you've before explained, the attire, kind of, how you can get the attire, and
Yes.
you, I know, are very well versed in period attire and kind of what was worn, what
Yeah.
wasn't worn, the purpose.
Pretty much.
Yeah, the purpose of the different items. I know it, somebody would have to maybe look around, kind of find different items, but you can probably find items, a lot of different places.
There's a lot of places online. There's a historian emporium,
Oh,
which
okay.
dresses up period clothes.
Uh-huh.
And I just found out about, we call it the candy store down the valley. It's in
Yeah.
Mesa, but it's called Old West Mercantile.
Okay.
They're actually apparently closing their store, but they're gonna still be able to do it online. Where
Okay.
you can get our clothes. And
Okay.
they're about as period correct as there is out there. Emporium has probably a little bit more historical, if you want to go really serious
Yeah.
of it.
Gotcha. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, because it's not like you can just go into Walmart. Or,
Blue light
uh,
special.
I tried that out.
too.
Yeah, no, yeah, and then you can find maybe clothes that look similar, but then, like you're saying, period correct to get, as maybe if you get into it and you're like, hey, look how this person looks, or Cliff and Ken
Yeah.
look. Wait, I want to, step it up.
The great thing about it is when you do get period clothing,
Mm-hmm.
it will last you. I mean,
Oh,
this
yeah.
stuff is made very well.
Yeah.
I've been very impressed with it. When you buy a pair of pants or a shirt, it is made to last.
Oh yeah, nothing like the jeans we get
No.
today maybe or anything. I mean, they are thick. They're, yeah.
And the good part of it is they're not pre-cut. You have to wear them out yourself.
Hey, there you go. So, again, talking about upcoming performances, I think the next performance for the Territorial Troupers will be May 10th at Noli's 1-year anniversary celebration, and they'll be doing a couple performances there. So that's one place you can check them out. Also, at the May Rodeo, you said you were working on
Well,
some things there.
it's a little bit further out. We're not sure exactly. We're going to do the rodeo parade.
Okay.
We're definitely going
Nice.
to be in that, and we're going to be running a float in that.
Okay.
And then we are doing. We're assisting in the film festival, and I don't know
Okay.
what the exact situation is there because we're a little bit further out on that.
Yeah.
So, and again, I might be able to give you a little bit more information on that.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, the film festival,
But it'll be-
a hit last year. That was the first one, inaugural. So, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be approximately the week before the August Doings Rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna be like Clint Eastwood Film Festival where we put our time into Clint Eastwood movies
Mhm.
and everything. It's gonna be a little mixture of everything.
Yeah.
Different great movies of,
Yeah.
let's say Tombstone is one of them.
Yeah.
Different genres of the Old West.
Mm-hmm. No, I know they are still putting that together, kind of
Right, we're still on,
finalizing,
yeah. Yes,
all
we
of
are.
the details on that. But that last year again was a great, event, a great time. Bob Bosbell coming up and being a part of it,
Still.
and
believe he's still
still
gonna
this
do that.
year.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's he's a
Stewart.
great guy. So still obviously a Western theme, a cowboy
Oh, yes.
theme
Oh, yeah.
on that,
Oh,
and
yeah. Oh, yeah.
the week of the August Doings, the world's oldest continuous rodeo.
Mhm.
So that is great. Yeah, we have and before that, the May rodeo coming up. Also later this month, college rodeo. So the NIRA College Rodeo will be in town for a couple days, and just a wonderful event.
Well, I'd like to put out that that we would love to have anybody that would like to join our group. We would
Mhm.
really like to have you come on board. We do need people, and our folks are getting a little older, so we would like to have young people come on,
Mhm.
come on board and see if you want to join, because we could use you. I
Mhm.
mean, doing our stunts and stuff like that, if we need to have some folks, we could use them that could do a few stunts. I
Mhm.
mean,
I could see someone going off the Heron Hotel. Come on now, and have a kid. You're like, hey, me. No, but one of those, big mats, those big, poof, you go into. But wow, hey, maybe one day.
We're looking for about any age, but 12, 25 on up to 90.
Uh-huh.
No experience necessary. I don't know if,
no, I didn't
If Red
go
Dog
into our
talked
experience.
about that.
You don't have to have any acting experience at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
they'll help you out.
and a lot of folks, they say, oh, well, I'd like to join, but I don't have any acting experience. That doesn't make any difference. You'll find out if you want to be an actor or not when you get into this. I didn't think I was going to be an actor at all.
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden I'm out there doing it, and you find out that it's easier than you thought it was going to be.
Mhm.
And then there's other aspects of it that aren't that easy.
Mhm.
For instance, the stunt part of it, I'm like, oh boy, this isn't as easy as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But we've got things to do for everybody. It's
Mhm.
not just, standing up there and acting or handling a gun or anything like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that you can do that you don't necessarily have to do everything.
Yeah.
So we've got a place for you.
Yeah, a lot of different roles.
Mhm,
There's a lot of different
absolutely.
roles within the group.
Right.
Some more active than others, so it would just depend on what that person wants to do.
I mean,
Absolutely.
if they're interested, one of the side things to do
Mhm.
is we're always looking for like a photographer
Oh,
or
okay.
videographer.
Yeah.
If we can keep doing history, we get them and they have other issues that they have to attend to, so they're no longer,
Mhm.
say, with us, so we don't have that.
Yeah.
It'd just be wonderful to have somebody, get dressed up, that way they can kind of, go behind the scenes,
Exactly.
Mhm.
so to speak, be able
Yeah.
to take pictures, because they're with them, okay.
Yeah.
Take pictures, so
For
we can
instance-
put it on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah, get it
Look,
out
We have
there.
a link, we have a YouTube video
Okay,
link
yeah,
that people can go to and see.
uh-huh,
Last March, we were at Goldfield, and we did 2 shows there. And we did not have a photographer, so we didn't get any video on that.
oh,
And if
yeah.
we'd had a photographer that was in our, dressed up as us, then they could have moved in and out of what we were doing without any trouble. But
Mhm.
if they're not, then they have to stay back behind the lines because, we're using firearms and you can't get too close because blanks can hurt you just as bad as something
Yes,
else.
yes.
So at a close range, so you've got to be very, very careful. And so if we have somebody that's a photographer, they can just move in and out of whatever we're doing, and it would be no problem. But the personnel that are doing security, they don't know that you're not a person if you're, one of our people, if you're not dressed like you should be,
Mhm.
because otherwise you're gonna be behind the line.
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
need somebody that, can
Yeah.
dress up and be a photographer. That'd be great.
See, we need, yeah, we also, I mean, these are just some sides to join our group if you want to act.
Mhm.
We've had people since 2016, I don't want to act, I don't want to act.
Mhm.
That's okay.
Yeah,
But then they're going, oh,
I think I can do
this is
that.
kind of fun.
yeah,
And
yeah.
also they turn into actors, and that's great too, but they start off as being the photographer.
Right.
Yeah.
Or like, we have a lady in our group, Bonnie Holder, Bert Carter, she's pretty well starting to get into a wheelchair.
Right.
Uh-huh.
She can still narrate, she can act, but she can
Mm.
narrate, but there's times that maybe she can't, like Goldfield again next year.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay, she can't deal with the wheelchair there.
gotcha.
Therefore, we're looking for people that can dress up as what they call a townie,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
which is a townsperson,
Mm-hmm,
and be our narrator.
yeah,
When we do authentic stuff, it's good to have a narrator
mm-hmm,
talk about it. And if it's
Exactly.
just what they call acting, where it's not really, like Goldfield's a bank robbery that we did, well, that's not for real.
yeah,
It's not real historical.
mm-hmm,
Therefore, you can or cannot have to narrate.
Mhm.
Don't have to memorize, we can do a scrolled style, where they can just read off of that.
oh, okay, yeah, so it's
You-
not like, yeah, you have to remember.
Memorize.
Yeah, because our
memorize all
bank
that.
robbery, they have a bank there, but where they do their acting and their shooting, they have it a very small area, and it's not where their bank is. So we had to do a bank robbery, so I had to come up with a sign that said, well, the bank's been closed due to some fire or whatever issue, so we make the jail was actually the bank. So we put a sign up there was a bank, and that's why the bank was up there, so that's, we changed it.
Mhm.
So we made it the bank.
Mhm.
So, and then there was a narration that's the reason that there's a bank sign up here, so we had to have a narrator that said that.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of things that you've got to do, there's all kinds of jobs you can do.
Yeah.
It's just really, really great.
Yeah, there's so many moving
Oh, yeah.
parts in one of these performances.
Sure.
And as you said, your goal is going forward to do more historical events
Absolutely.
that took place in Arizona.
Mhm.
And to do that, well, then you need to have those parts and pieces in there to make them accurate.
And once in a great while, we get called for a movie. So you might be working behind the camera or do
Mhm.
something like that, or run and do stuff,
Mhm.
things like that. Once in a great while, because we already have the clothes, so a movie, if they want to shoot a movie, we already have the stuff.
Yeah.
So they don't have to go out and get a wardrobe, so that they don't have to spend the money for that. We already have the characters,
Mhm.
so they just put us in the background and we're on the movie.
Mm.
Costumes
That
done
was-
that, there's several directors that have done that, or people that produce movies. You're in the movie.
Mhm.
You're in the background most of the time, but, once in a great while, we get pulled into a movie, so
Mhm.
there's that aspect of it as well,
Mhm.
so.
Yeah, 30 years of being involved with this thing we called the Old West,
Uh-huh.
wearing clothes.
Yeah.
I've reenacted for 20-something years.
Uh-huh.
Something I've always wanted to be was in the movies. I didn't care if it was in background.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I was invited to be in Pleasant Valley War by Travis Mills, the movie that they
Yeah.
show up here
Yeah.
from time to time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you see again, I was also in The Woman That Robbed a Stagecoach, Pearl Hart.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was background there. They got a back shot and a side of me at the original train station for when she was around.
Mm.
And you get things like that, because we do have the clothes, that's helpful to have, no talking lines necessary. But
Yeah.
we get invited to do that.
Yeah, we're not telling you you're gonna be a star or anything, but once in a while you get to,
People
which
think-
is fun because you get to see how they shoot the movie, you know, it's kind of fun to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
People get that feeling that if I'm gonna be an extra, then maybe I'll get picked up and I'll be the Clint Eastwoods of the next generation.
Who knows?
You never know.
But, yeah.
Yeah, but there you go. Again, the Territorial Troupers, you can learn more about them on their Facebook page. It's a group. You can check them out. Again, they're a nonprofit theater and performing arts and historical preservation organization located right here in Payson. And they are dedicated to the perpetuation and promotion of the Old West, Victorian and Edwardian culture, social mores, and period clothing. So again, the YouTube channel, I'm looking at that as well. And if you are somebody that takes pictures, can do video,
Absolutely.
then they would love to have you as part of the group. You do need to dress though in the period clothing, so that way you're not like questioned at performances. Wait a second, who are you? You're just a random guy or person or woman. Hey, you
Right.
can't be here. So yeah, it's I know though always looks like a lot of fun and great experience. You get to travel around the state.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, do different performances. You mentioned Gold Canyon. So you were down there.
Goldfield, and
Okay.
actually I've gone down to Old Tucson.
Mm-hmm.
I dressed out and went in, my wife and I did, we went in and the stunt coordinators there all walked up and said, "Hey, we finally got somebody that looks like us." So that was fun. To actually be welcomed into folks that actually do movies all the time. So
Uh-huh.
it's really kind of fun, to do that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
it is a barrel of fun. I
Nice.
mean, you really enjoy yourself if you come join us.
Yep, and you mentioned Apache Junction too. You did a show.
Well, Apache Junction is Goldfield.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Goldfield.
Goldfield.
Gotcha. That's
Yeah.
where it
Right,
is.
that's where
Yeah.
Apache Junction is. Also, we've been kicking around is, we're not always getting to perform somewhere,
Uh-huh.
especially up here in Payson for whatever
Yeah.
reasons.
Mhm.
Well, we're looking to do even maybe say little small road trips for the day, like go to Hallbrook,
Oh, okay.
where the Blevins cabin cottage was during the Pleasant Valley War. We could go where it had a big shootout by Commodore Perry Owens.
Oh,
We're
okay.
thinking about taking little trips down to
Pioneer
Valley somewhere.
Village,
Pioneer Village. Is that the one down there off I-17?
I-17.
Yes.
Oh, that's a really cool
Yeah,
place down there.
a good
Yeah.
friend of mine worked there for quite a long time, and they have their own crew, but we thought about going down and talking to them and working with them.
Yeah.
Maybe
yeah.
doing something over at the museum,
Uh-huh.
doing things like that. Just short little things, doing a skit, coming out and doing stuff for folks around here, or close by, or just day trips.
Mhm.
And, just to have fun, keep busy,
Yeah.
keep the juices flowing.
Yeah, the Pioneer Village, I remember doing a field trip with my son's class. I forget what grade that was, but they had a blast down there. There's also Fort Verde, or
Right,
Yeah, we
Camp
did that,
Verde.
we did that
Exactly.
before.
You did that before?
Before
Yeah.
they joined.
Yeah, which is...
It's all local.
Yeah,
We would also like to do with the schools, we'd like to get in with the schools, because we have a presentation, both the women's clothing and Ken does a deal for the cowboys. Show what the cowboy wears, why he wears what he wears. We have the women, we have Jessie, one of our ladies that does all of the petticoats, all of the things that they wear, the underclothing, everything on a dummy, and shows everything that they used to wear back in the 1880s, and why they wore them, and the whole thing. I don't know why they wear them, for crying out loud. I couldn't believe all the stuff that they have
all the
to wear.
layers, huh?
Oh
All the
my
layers,
goodness,
the
oh my
layers.
goodness.
We have it rough.
Whalebone, corsets, I'm like, oh Lord,
Yeah.
what they had to go through.
They don't always wear them. They don't wear them all the time.
Not all the time.
Not all the
Yeah,
time,
man.
but...
They do, but
Yeah.
us guys are lucky. We
Yes,
have a
we
shirt. We have trousers, breeches, different outfits.
Yeah, yeah, I know, it seems like a lot to us now, but in comparison to the ladies back then.
Oh, yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Not
Especially
as much.
the Southern belles, I mean,
Yeah.
And being in the South there for a while, I'm going, I don't know how in the world they survived.
Yeah, yeah. Well, again, talking to the Territorial Troupers, check them out on Facebook, their page, the Territorial Troupers, also their YouTube channel, and reach out to them if you're interested in joining the group, learning more about the group, just talking with them a little bit. But they love to talk to you, love to have you. Well,
Yeah, please come up to us.
Yeah,
Yes, don't be
please.
shy.
Don't
there
be
you
shy.
go. So there we go. That's a half hour, and thank you so much.
Sure.
Red Dog, Kid Yuma, for coming on. There you go.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
You are so
Appreciate
welcome. Thank you, everyone, for listening and watching this morning. And a big thank you to One Tom Plumber for sponsoring our Community Spotlight program. Hope you guys enjoy this beautiful Tuesday. It's time to get back to the music here on KRIM with some Go-Go's, Def Leppard, Bruce Springsteen, and more. But first, let's get an update from the National Weather Service. See ya.
With this morning's KRIM weather.